No. Come on, where is it?
Dave, it's your Idaho Central app here. Any chance you're missing a debit card? Let's get that taken care of for you. With ICCU's card control, you can turn any card off with the tap of your finger.
You got it.
And back on again. Ow. The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
Ooh, the gym. My old stomping grounds. Hank Patterson, Fly Fishing Guide.
Riley Smith, tight end.
I appreciate that. Hey, you wouldn't happen to be the kicker?
No, tight end.
Again, thank you. I'm looking for a kicker for Lithia Ford's fall kickoff sale. But you're not the kicker.
No.
Yeah. Nah, the kicker's probably taller and in a lot better shape. So, okay. What position do you play?
Tight end.
Squats. Yeah. Try it sometime.
RowPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics, is going all in this season with an all-star lineup. First up, he led the Broncos to 3 conference championships and 10 20-win seasons. It's Coach Leon Rice. Next, he's the founder and CEO of RowPaint.com. He played a little basketball in high school on the driveway with his mom. It's Andy Rowe.
Oh, no. Want to just paint my house?
Now that I can do. When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust rowpaint.com to get that job done right.
Welcome to the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show from Bronco Nation News as we get you set for the latest news, insight, and analysis as game time approaches. The BNN pregame show is presented by Lithia Ford of Boise. Check out LithiaFordBoise.com to view the full inventory of vehicles or check them out at 8853 West Fairview in Boise. Today's broadcast is coming from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Now, let's head out and join VJ Rains for the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show from Bronco Nation News.
Well, greetings, Boise State fans, and welcome on into the ExtraMile Arena, a big one for Boise State. First place on the line in the Mountain West here today, and we welcome you in courtside. We figured we had to start the show off with whenever we played, we had a game against BYU in football. I always had to get Elliott Hoyt on, and whenever it's Utah State, I feel like I got to get Nick Duncan on. You're gonna be on the call with Jay Tuss on the Mountain West Network. But how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. It's great to be here. I mean, gosh, Mountain West this year, and we got another great game here in ExtraMile Arena tonight. So very lucky to be doing it with Jay, and not really sure how it's not on TV, but hey, I'll take it any day when it's great basketball and I can let the basketball speak for itself on there. It's always good.
You think the Utah State fans are going to be loving you being on the call today?
I think so. I mean, there's one thing that I've noticed over the years, and seems to be a picture that circulates more than often and get a lot of notoriety because of it. But there's one thing about it is that there's not many Utah State fans that don't love it. So they're good sports about it. And I was
gonna maybe let that go, but you brought up the picture and
it's hard not to, right?
You got a shirt made for it. I saw people reaching back out to Dan Goodale trying to get more shirts printed, at the last minute today. To tell us about them, man. I know those fans are pretty ruthless. They sit right behind us on press row. I mean, they're breathing on us. I hear the stuff they say, but they have been getting on you a little bit. And it was just tell us the story about that again. Why not?
It is a hostile environment down there, and student section is loud and proud. And, that's only great for Mountain West hoops, everything in between. So, they were getting on me 4 years of it. expand the picture, there might be a few more fingers displayed on there by the student section. But
okay, so it wasn't as one-sided as it appeared.
I don't think it was as one-sided, but hey, they were great sports about it. I think they know they get on players, and they want to create that hostile environment, that home court advantage, just like we want here at ExtraMile Arena. So, no hard feelings about it from my side. I don't think there's any hard feelings on the other side. Obviously there's young spectators in the crowd, and probably not the best thing as a player doing that. And I definitely learnt my lesson doing that. But, I think all in all,
it's college basketball, right? It's
college
fun.
basketball.
Come on.
It gets heated. You get going. Obviously, any road win is big, and getting a last road win down there, the energy was flowing.
Did you get like reprimanded or anything for that, or?
Well, yes, a little bit. Obviously, apology was there, and definitely wrote that. Luckily, there was nothing more than that. I feel like I had a pretty good track record, my career, and tried not to get myself into trouble too much. So
sure.
I think that might have paid off a little bit, and definitely apology there. And like I said, I think it was more for younger fans that kind of look up to us on this platform. Obviously not the right way to go around, about things, but obviously can have a laugh looking back at it.
Yeah, what was it about the battles with Utah State? It seemed like whether it was down here when you played, now we're seeing it continue on when they had Sam Merrill, and then they had Kada, and they've had some big-time players. Boise State's had some big-time players. It's gone back and forth, and Utah State cycled through a few coaches, but it's continued to win. What is it about a battle against Utah State?
They always have a winning environment down there. They play the right basketball, and obviously, as you mentioned, they've had some star players along the way that have really shined in the Mountain West. They play a style of basketball where they spread the ball around. They don't necessarily take any bad shots, as you see. With this team this year, 10th in the nation in terms of field goal percentage. They just take great shots, and obviously, once you put into consideration the hostile environment and the crowd they have down there, really protecting home court, it's always a battle for the Broncos.
What are you going to be? You and Jay on the call today. What are some keys for the game today for you?
I think a big key for at least Boise State will be defensive transition. Team that's scoring 84 points in the conference matchup so far, and of those 84 points, only 5.5 3-point field goal mates for the Aggies. So obviously, when you kind of look at that stat, they look to attack on the offensive transition. Obviously, a lot of great players. Brown distributing the ball, over 7 assists per game.
Yeah.
I think the main is trying to stop them on transition. And then obviously in the half court, 50% from the field goal line. All 4 players for the Aggies in double digits average for points. They're all shooting above 50%. So it's really...
He doesn't have any notes right now either, folks. This is all by memory here, man. You did your homework on this.
You got to do a little bit, but I think it's just forcing them to take tough shots and playing the percentages, making sure that those bigs don't put us into foul trouble, obviously, with Degenhardt, Stanley as well, with Cam Martin, a little injury there and, limited minutes, at least in the last couple of games. So I think it's just forcing them to take tough contested shots and just playing the percentages right.
What have you liked about this Boise State team? You've been following them all season long. The point guard play with Rody Anderson has certainly been improving, but overall, these last couple of weeks, as they've now gotten to 5-1 in Mountain West play here, what are you liking from what you're seeing?
Spoke to Omar Stanley after a game, and he brought up a good point that this team has a lot of trust within each other, and you can really see it out there. There's no individuals. Whoever's the top scorer, they don't care about it. They're just team basketball. They get the ball around. And I think that one word from Omar Stanley was just the trust in this team and the belief in each other is really shining through. And as you mentioned, with Rody Anderson coming on, I think that was a missing piece there for a couple of games, that point guard play. Yep. Obviously, you've got Max Rice, Arbo, and Degenhardt as the main scorers. But getting someone out there that facilitates, plays some simple basketball, and really just try to get the ball in those 3 hands, and good things happen.
Everybody's loving you on the chat, man. You're getting a lot of positive praise here. Now it is, of course, mostly Boise State fans watching this. But how have you liked doing the games and stuff?
It's been great. I feel like my play-by-play guys get me through the game a little bit. It's been new, learning that part of the basketball game, and I'm going to let everyone know it is tough being down there. There's no second chances. You got to know your stuff.
Yeah.
But working with Jay, Chris Lewis, some of the other guys, Leonard Barry as well. It's been really great to get to that side of the basketball and talk a little bit and feel like I'm getting comfortable behind the microphone.
Well, we appreciate your time, man. I know you got some prep work to do, but should be fun, man. I know, you obviously had some good battles with them. You've been on some teams where some big games, first place on the line. I mean, this place should be rocking today,
it
man.
It should be rocking, and great basketball game in Boise today.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
There he
Thanks
is, Nick Duncan. We appreciate him for jumping on for a few minutes as we get you set for Boise State and Utah State coming up here in just a little bit. You'll hear Nick and Jay Tust over on the call. Abe Jackson's going to join us. We're watching warm-ups here. We're going to take a quick 90-second timeout. We're back with Abe Jackson live. Get your score predictions in, your thoughts. Boise State, Utah State, Lithia, Florida, Boise pregame show. Coverage coming back in 90 seconds. Don't go anywhere.
All Bronco Nation news broadcasts come from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of premix premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Cutwater Spirits, perfect for your next game day tailgate party. Our title sponsor is rowpaint.com. For all your commercial, industrial, residential painting needs, check out rowpaint.com. Don't forget about their concrete coatings. Transform that ugly concrete slab on your back patio in your garage in just one day. Contact rowpaint.com for a free estimate today. The official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics, and our title sponsor at Bronco Nation News is rowpaint.com. Idaho Central Credit Union's been helping members achieve financial success for more than 80 years. There's an ICCU branch on almost every corner, but the closest is in your pocket with free eBranch mobile and online banking. See why more than 500,000 members love ICCU and join 1 in 4 Idahoans by making the switch today at ICCU.com. Since 1984, Ridley's Family Markets has prided itself on being a hometown food and drug store that employed value members of the local community. Ridley's Family Markets has 13 locations in the state of Idaho and many more in the surrounding states. Download the new Ridley's app to your smartphone, get savings up to 40% off at the checkout line, and find a location near you at shopridleys.com. Former Bronco Matt Bauscher is once again the number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. No home is too big or too small for Matt and his team. Let them fulfill all your real estate needs at BauscherRealEstate.com.
Out coming over.
Hey, there we go. We're back on the BNN pregame show. We appreciate you guys for checking us out. We got our man Abe Jackson joining us. Abe, you are a little taller, I think, than Nick Duncan. I had to raise the camera up just a little bit, but appreciate you for jumping on for a few minutes. As always, crowd already filing in, man. Students are coming in. It's going to be a fun one today.
It really is, and I'm sure you covered it with Nick, but the man with the most famous finger in Boise State basketball history against these Utah State Aggies.
What do you remember about that?
I didn't see it. Okay. I didn't see it, but what I do remember is that we won in Logan, which was so rare. I mean, the only coach in the history of Boise State, I believe. Now, I haven't gone way back, but I don't think Dye did. Jensen didn't. Graham didn't.
Oh, they had lost like 17 in a row or something there.
It was a lot. So maybe way back when they went there sometime, but really in recent memory, it took a long time to get a win at Utah State. But I think that's kind of where the rivalry starts, right, is you can't have a rivalry unless both teams are good and they're competitive games. Boise State would win a lot here on this court. They wouldn't win a lot down in Logan. Well, I remember about that game mostly. I didn't see the old finger incident. But I do remember the Boise State came out on top, and it's a rare thing in that environment.
Yeah, they got shirts now that are made of that. And
with a little shadow.
And I saw they're trying to get more printed at the last minute before the game today. But it always seems, though, Utah State, Boise State, even though the dominance there for a while in Logan was pretty strong, these last 6, 7, 8 years with different coaches for Utah State cycling through, I was telling Nick, I mean, it's been a lot of star, all Mountain West caliber players on both sides. NBA players on both sides, and it's been a heck of a battle between these two teams of late.
Well, I would say that either Utah State or Nevada are probably the two most heated and maybe hated teams that the Boise State fan base has when it comes to basketball. And a lot of the reason is because they've moved up conference every single time, right? You go from the Big West to the WAC to the Mountain West, even a lot of the Big Sky. So you've seen these programs a lot over the years. There's been a really good rivalry. Close games, tough games, heartbreaking losses. One of the best comebacks in the history of Boise State basketball happened on this court a few years ago when Ray J. Dennis, as a freshman, went on like a 13-0 run himself in a minute and a half, and then took it to overtime. I think that was Justinian Jessup's senior year, but a lot of good memories, two good teams. I do think the Broncos have the edge here tonight, though.
Quentin's asking if you remember him from pickleball.
Quentin from pickleball. What's his last name?
Just says Quentin R. from Manitou Park.
Oh, sorry, man.
Oh,
I know.
Did he,
I know. I'm sure we played.
He must not have given you much of a game.
No, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. I went down to Manitoba a lot. And
Robert, he says. Quentin Robert.
Yes, I remember the last.
He was the best player you've ever played against.
Ever played.
We appreciate you.
We do.
Let's see. Peyton's got some signs in the student section. They said. Let's see where Peyton is right now. Oh, we go. Oh, they love Max Rice. There you go. We appreciate it.
There it is. All right.
Yeah, we know Utah State fans have different thoughts of that, but the Fatheads are down there. Have you signed your Fathead, by the way?
I haven't. I do want to get a picture with it, though, because you usually don't see yourself that blown up.
They want your autograph on it, too, they said. So,
oh, really? All right.
We've got. This is how far we have for a reach here. We have someone watching up in section 61. We appreciate you, Kevin.
In
61,
right
we can't really see him. And then we have somebody watching from the chairlift in Sun Valley as well. So I would rather be where Bob is, probably, if we had a choice. But this will be pretty fun here today. And another quad one opportunity, another big game for Boise State. And Abe, I mean, the computer metrics haven't really loved Boise State this year, but if they win today, they'll be one of only, you can use this on the broadcast if you'd like, one of only 5 teams in the country with 5 quad one wins if they get a win today. I only had 3 quad one wins all of last year, so maybe the computer metrics aren't where fans would want them to be, but in terms of the quality wins, that win today would really add to what's becoming a nice resume.
It really would, and that's what makes this conference so good, though, is that you can get some quad one wins in conference. There's not a lot of conferences out there, I would say, other than maybe the really top ones, that you can go on the road or even have a game at home where it's going to be a quad one win. And so the Broncos need to take advantage of that. When you have a chance for that type of win on your home court and in a league that's so tough to win on the road, you got to take advantage of that. And I think the Broncos are going to do that. I mean, you take a look at the schedule for Utah State, and it is not great. They really didn't play anybody in the non-conference.
You're being nice, Abe.
Okay, it was garbage.
207. I think the non-conference strength of schedule was in the 200s.
It was bad, and that kind of makes me question all these rankings. And the Associated Press had them at number 18, and I feel like they don't look at who they played and who they beat. I think the Broncos could have the same record or better if they played that non-conference that Utah State did. So, it is what it is, but I think the Broncos have a better team. There are a couple players that you do have to watch out for Utah State, the transfers from Montana State that came over with the head coach.
You've been around basketball, watching basketball for a long time, and I'll be 100% honest. Like when we went to media days, I didn't have time to interview all the coaches. I looked at it and I said, Air Force, not expecting them to be anything, and I didn't talk to their coach. And Utah State not bringing back a single point from last year's team. If you want to say I disrespected them, whatever, but I think they were picked near the bottom, if not last in the preseason anyway. I just did not expect this from them. They have been they've played unbelievable, but how do you explain bringing back 0? And I know the transfer portal now has really changed that,
right?
But for them to go from 0 points to being playing for first place today, it's pretty impressive.
It is, and you have to give them credit, and it starts with the coaching staff, because there's a lot of teams in the country who have many new faces who are just having a tank of a season because for whatever reason they can't come together and pull off any wins. But Utah State is doing that, and I think a lot of that is the culture of just Utah State basketball itself. It has a tradition of winning, championships at every conference that they've been in. So when you go there, I think that's part of it, is that even though you're a new coach, you're just surrounded by a program that has a big-time winning tradition, and they're showing it with only 2 losses on the year.
Yeah, you mentioned they've got some great players. They do have one that is great, literally.
Literally, his first name is great.
And
Great.
And he's been one of the best players in the league this year.
He has 6'8". He's an inside guy, can do a little bit from the outside as well. But I think the guy who really makes him go is Brown. He's a graduate point guard transfer from Montana State, where Coach Sprinkle is from, who came over. And he's really the one who makes it go. He's averaging just under double digits, but he handles the ball. He's an assist guy. He gets his guys open.
We got folks watching from all over the United States. Sunny, Yuma, Arizona. We appreciate you jumping, Jan. Quentin is actually in North Las Vegas right now. Nate Staley in Austin, Texas. So our reach here for Boise State fans is going around the country. What else have you liked about what Boise State has done? In that Fresno State game, they got up huge. You would have liked to have seen them win that by 15, 20 points. It got close at the end, but obviously Abo hit the big shot there. For me, I want to see Abo shoot more, and I want to see Tyson Degenhart shoot more earlier in the game. I think your best 2 players need more shots.
Yeah, I think so too. It also determines on the matchups. I mean, Utah State has allowed some massive numbers to big guys in their conference games, and I'm not saying just like 15 to 20 points, but they have that. But they're shooting, 11 out of 14, 8 out of 9. So I think this could be an opportunity for Stanley and Degenhart to get a lot of shots up. But what I do like about the win at Fresno and then the win against San Diego State, the win at San Jose where they were down at half, and then the win at Nevada where they had Nevada came and cut the lead too. This team has found a way to get the win. You're going to look back on this and you're not going to say what kept you out of the NCAA tournament is that you only beat Fresno by 4 or 5 points. That's not what's going to keep you out if that happens. So anytime you get a road win in this league is helpful. You get a win here and you're in first place all by yourself. I'm not saying it's a lock, but it is very close to guaranteed that you're going to get one of those first round bye in the Mountain West tournament. And there's going to be a very, very good team that does not get that bye. And I think right now it's kind of looking like Colorado State or Nevada for not getting that first round bye in the Mountain West tournament.
And we seem like we talk about this every game when it's at home, but another chance to kind of hold serve at home. And you got to go the next couple of weeks is just brutal in terms of the schedule with at New Mexico on Wednesday. And the next week you're at Colorado State and right back to Utah State. You can't expect to win all those games. Even the most positive thinking Boise State person knows you're probably going to drop a couple of those games. So these home games against these top teams, how important are they?
You have to win them because, like you said, I mean, the Broncos could go, 1-2 on the next road trips. That wouldn't be surprising. 2-1 maybe as well. So you're not going to get through conference with probably less than 4 losses, I think. And so to do that, a lot of those losses are going to come on the road. So to do that, you do need to hold serve at home. And the last time the Broncos were here, they did that against a very good San Diego State team.
All right, so what are your key? What are we going to be when you and Bob Beeler take the mic here in 15 minutes? What are your keys to the game?
Well, I think you have to handle Brown. I mean, he doesn't score a lot, compared to their leading scorers, but he's the one that facilitates everything for them. If he just has free reign and can dribble around with not a lot of pressure, he's going to find the open guys. He can knock down some shots. So I really think handling their point guard, which has been a theme pretty much all Mountain West, is going to be the key to this game.
Abe, we appreciate it. Going to be fun. And based on the crowd already in here 43 minutes till tip-off, this is going to be another one of those special atmospheres.
Well, you can just feel the vibe in certain games, right? San Diego State at home a week and a half ago, and then this game, there's just a little more energy. Even though we still got 42 minutes till tip, you can feel it.
Appreciate it, Abe. Thanks a lot.
All right.
There he is, Abe Jackson. Appreciate him for joining us. As always, going to take another 90-second timeout. Maybe we can get John Mallory to come on for a second. We're also going to hear from the great Rody Anderson talking about his dad going to Utah State, the rivalry in the family there going into today's game. We're showing you a live look at warmups. Boise State, Utah State. Don't go anywhere. We're back in 90 seconds.
Bronco Nation News is sponsored by Tommy Alquist and Ball Ventures Alquist, Idaho's premier commercial real estate development company. BVA projects specialize in office, retail, flex, medical, and industrial spaces located at some of the most strategic and visible locations in the valley. Need a developer? Looking for new space? Think BVA. At BVA, we are Idaho's developer. The Nicolason family and SON management have proudly been operating Taco Bell restaurants in and around the Treasure Valley since 1969. One of the first to make a 7-figure donation to the Lyle Smith Society, they've also stepped up their support of Boise State athletics with the Taco Bell men's and women's basketball endowed scholarships. The Nicolason family and SON management have committed at least $310,000 by 2026. Get more information on their financial support of Boise State athletics and find information on applying to work at Taco Bell at TacoBellWorks.com. Lithia Ford of Boise is a proud supporter of Boise State athletics and the official car and truck of the Broncos. Lithia Ford of Boise supports Bronco student athletes through NIL deals, including providing Ford vehicles to Taylon Green and Riley Smith from the football team and Paige Barsh from the volleyball team. Rain's family purchased our F-150 from Lithia Ford. Couldn't be happier with the purchase. Check out the all-electric F-150 Lightning or the electric Mustang Mach-E at Lithia Ford, and make sure to check out their full inventory of vehicles at LithiaFordBoise.com. The Blue and Orange Store is the perfect spot to get all your gear for your next Bronco game. The Blue and Orange Store has official Nike apparel, including jerseys, shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, and more. Wear what the Broncos wear and get it at the Blue and Orange Store, the second floor of the Boise Town Square Mall, or get free shipping on a $40 order online at theblueandorangestore.com.
We're back live on the Lithia Ford of Boise pregame show. BJ Rains with you from Bronco Nation News. Hopefully you have subscribed, by the way, or registered for our pool party. Free entry if you email me, RSVP at Rains at BroncoNationNews.com. You going down to Vegas for the conference tournament. Hopefully you will join us. Rains at BroncoNationNews.com. A free entry. Typically it's $40-50. Bronco Nation News and KTIK are getting you in for free. And when you're down there watching, watching the games and stuff, you're going to see this man right here, John Mallory, doing his show down there. Johnny, we're a little shorter than Abe and Nick Duncan. I'm going to lower the camera down there a little bit. Let's make sure I had you muted there. There we go.
What's good, man?
seems like a long ways away. It's really not, to getting down to Vegas for the pool party and the conference tournament, but a lot of big games to decide things, and one of those right here in about a half an hour.
Oh, BJ, this is a big one, right, BJ? Holy smokes, dude. It's going to feel like March in here. It feels like I say that every week, but that's going to continue. Microwave the popcorn, boil the hot dogs, give me a couple of cans of Easy Cheese. We're going to need it all for today, BJ. And I love, for some weird reason, I just love Boise State fan versus Utah State fan when it comes to men's basketball. And then you sprinkle BJ Rains, your Mountain West power rankings that have gotten so much attention from that fan base, the New Mexico fan base. I mean, everybody knows watching this right now, BJ Rains, my man, is going to get shredded tonight from the Utah State fan base if Boise State does not win this game. I mean, for you, man, I really hope they get it done today, because that's going to be a scene. Your post-game show? Oh.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing, Johnny. I got about 10 tweets bookmarked from Utah State fans, saying they were going to win today, talking trash on my rankings. Do I bust out the replies right? Do I take the receipts right after the game, or do I have to wait 2 weeks knowing that I have to go to Logan, and they're coming back to Logan, and there's a good chance Utah State probably wins in Logan?
Yeah.
How do I handle that?
What I would do is, let them know, but don't be a poor winner.
Okay.
Don't be a poor winner.
Okay.
But let them know. Here's what you do. You come out with, next week's highly anticipated BJ Rains Mountain West power rankings.
So I put Utah State 11th or something?
And a little nudge at Utah State where they're ranked. And an explanation.
Right.
So I don't think you need an explanation if Boise State takes care of business today. BJ, I think they will.
Okay.
I think this team's going to give this crowd the opportunity to help them and get on top of them and get that atmosphere rolling like the wave. And I think if that's the case, BJ, Utah State, it happened in New Mexico to this team. Maybe it happens again. Maybe they learned their lesson. Maybe they didn't. I like where Boise State is right now as a team. I just think it's gelling right now, BJ, and I expect it to gel today too.
People are saying to drag them. They said taking the high road is boring. They said They said people wanted me to let them have it after the game.
Well, here's the thing. BJ Rains is talking to Utah State's sports information department about having security when he's in the D. Glenn Smith spectrum.
That is not true. Not yet.
In 2 weeks. Like, BJ's worried for his life. He
doesn't
doesn't want his wife to travel and stay in a hotel. Like,
I was going to ask Brad Bedell if he wanted to come with me. And
seriously, that's going to be such a fun atmosphere for you, BJ, sitting down there with that fan base right on top of you.
If Boise State we talked about it, though. I'm a little disappointed in Section 12. We thought they should have had a piece of some poster board with my Mountain West power rankings tonight.
That would be awesome. I want a fat head of BJ Rains there and the Mountain West power rankings. Oh, that would have been sweet. That would have been sweet, BJ.
No, I'm not.
No, this was a big game for a lot of reasons. You're just one of them for me.
Yeah, no. And what do you make, man? 36 minutes till tip off. You got third deck already filling up. The crowd coming in here.
Dude.
This has a chance to be a fun one.
It's fun, man. Boise, an event town, right? Isn't that what my man Mike Prater says?
Yeah.
This is an event town. This is an event today. Boise State, Utah State. Utah State ranked, all the computer stuff too. 2 teams tied at first. We are more than a third way finished with conference play. This is the first game of the second third of the season if you break it down like that, and it's going to come with a nice clubhouse lead here, BJ.
Yeah, a lot of people are talking, myself included, net rankings and quad wins and all this. Leon Rice reminded us last week, they're trying to win a championship too. And you'd be the sole possession of first place at this point. You got to go to the pit on Wednesday. Next week, you got to go to Colorado State and Utah State. So you can't afford to give one of these up.
Because you think also there's going to be a hiccup at somewhere. Think last year in San Jose, right? Right before the big one against San Diego State. And it just put so much more pressure before Max Rice was able to take that thing over. You got to think that one of those nights is coming. I don't know when it would, but yeah, there's probably going to be a game that you should win that you don't, and you just hope you even it out where there's a game that, you shouldn't win and maybe you do.
Yeah,
right?
well, they should have won the UNLV game and gave that away, so that's probably the one they already gave away. Hopefully not too many more of those coming. We've been talking a lot about Max Rice, man. He made those floaters. He was getting some of those to go. He had 16 points. maybe that's the start of things for him. And wouldn't it be nice? I know Utah State fans love Max Rice. Last year after the game, he made a comment. I don't know if you remember this or not, which is what started the kind of hatred, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
He said, I hope we didn't beat them too bad because we don't want this game to go down to quad 2. It was a quad 1, and it was true. And guess what? They're the exact same net ranking going into this game as they were last year, I believe, 25, where if you beat them bad enough, they could fall into quad 2.
Are you going to tweet that out if that happens? If fans actually want Utah State to score 4 points here?
If Max Rice has a good game and we get Max Rice in the post game, I hope he says it on his own. But if not, I'm asking him, are you worried this game's going to quad 2?
Yeah,
and that was the one thing that really ticked off the fans of Utah State when he said that. And so wouldn't it be great if he has a big game and he talks a little trash and he says it again?
Oh, and then it would just set it up even more for Max's final trip to Logan, right? Like he's
the Daddy Boy signs, all that
and
stuff.
That's going to be a great environment too, and it'll be a big game in the standings, you would think as well. But you're right, like it's at the point where Boise State fan can legitimately think, hey, we can win this league. We are in the mix. Not only in the mix, heck, we're the top of the mix right now. You got to come through us. So, I mean, they won this league 2 years ago. They have San Diego State's number for whatever reason. The biggest, baddest program in the league can't figure out how to beat Boise State right now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things going well for this program. I'm doubling down on it. I think Boise State, with this atmosphere today, gets the job done, and they handle Utah State. I love what Utah State has done. Maybe the best story in the country. BJ, they're ranked, and they didn't have a point back. That's tracking down a cephalopoid on foot.
Yeah.
Nobody does that.
No.
So I give them a lot of credit. But I think this atmosphere might hop on them a little bit that we've seen so many times. It's festive here. Feels like March.
Yeah, I think Boise State. I tend to think Boise State gets, as our friend John Anderson would say, gets after them a little bit today. I think this has a chance to be a double digit.
Is this a Johnny A game?
Double digits.
High level Anderson enthusiasm.
Double digits. I think Boise State has a chance to win this by double digits, and that certainly would help have a chance. And that's not even to say Utah State's not good. I just think in this atmosphere, this crowd, Utah State on the road has struggled a little bit this year. So we got to get you off here in a minute, Johnny. Any final words, final thoughts? I was going to ask you about.
You got to get me off, man.
Yeah, you got 3 minutes. You got 3 minutes. You can't be on the air past 1:30. We have a contractual obligation with you. And so I don't want to have to pay you extra. So I got to get you off in 3 minutes. Any final thoughts, man? Have you ever called the game in the pit, by the way?
Have I ever what?
Called the game in the pit?
I've never been to the pit. Yeah.
Right.
Been to D. Glenn Smith. That always is a tongue twister.
Yeah.
Pit's on my list, man. BNN pool party?
Yes, dude.
That's on my list.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
You and Prater are going to get you down there, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to it. And, that'll be fun, Johnny. KTIK, again, RSVP if you want to go to the pool party. We'd love to have you. Free entry. You don't even have to be a BNN subscriber. You just have to be a fan or just want to come hang out by the pool all day. That's the day of the semifinals, and they don't start till like 6 p.m., so you got all day to hang out at the pool, have some food, some drinks with other fans. It's going to be a lot of fun. Coming up here in a couple of, barely a month at this point. It's coming faster and faster. Here are the current Mountain West standings. Utah State, Boise State tied at 5-1 in conference. You see Utah State 17-2 overall. Boise State 14-5. You would have a one-game lead in the Mountain West with a win today. And again, the schedule is going to flip, folks. This is the third of the 5 teams in the top 6 that Boise State has already played at home, and they've only played one on the road in Nevada. So the schedule is going to flip a little bit, and certainly this is a game you have to have if you're Boise State. You just have to. And I want to see, as I said earlier, by the way, here's Boise State's current 4-2 in quad 1, 3-2 in quad 2. Boise State 7-4 in the first 2 quadrants, the most quad 1 and quad 2 wins in the conference. And as I said earlier, a win today would make Boise State one of just 5 teams in America with 5 quad 1 wins. Even John Mallory thinks that's impressive. 5 quad 1 wins. They'd be one of only 5 teams in the country if they could get that done. We got Boise State coming out here shortly. We got an interview with Rody Anderson that I want to play as well. Rody Anderson, his dad played at Utah State. Unfortunately, there was a funeral in the family, so Mr. Anderson not expected to make it today. He will make it when they go back to Logan in a couple of weeks. That's the plan. But Rody Anderson, we're waiting for the team to come back out. Let's hear from Rody Anderson. What's this game mean to him, playing against the school where his dad went and the school that recruited him?
It means a lot to my dad just because he played there. But for me, it's just any other type of game. I'm going in there with the same mindset I did that this whole season. Just trying to give everything I can on defense, get my shooters open shots. But I'm not really into worrying about the outside noise, about the revenge game or whatever like that. It's just another game.
Did you? They were one of the schools you were interested in though when you first decided to leave UC San Diego, right?
Yeah, I really. I talked to their coach when he was at Montana State. I really liked him. Just the way he talked, the way he acted, his demeanor. That really drew me to Montana State at first, but then he went to Utah State. Didn't really hear nothing back from that, but yeah.
What maybe the game though down in Logan will be a little different for you think, or?
Yeah, that one I could feel that being a little bit different. My dad will be at that one.
Yeah.
I could see the energy being crazy for that one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What just your dad obviously playing there and stuff. What has he meant to you, I guess, and what has he said about Utah State, or does he still, did he still follow them up until you came to Boise, or what's kind of his following there, his relationship with Utah State?
My dad's relationship with Utah State it's different. Until I got here, he was still supporting them, especially when they had Ashworth.
Mm-hmm.
He was always rooting for them. But right now, he's all Bronco State. Boise State.
Yeah.
My bad.
Is that, if you ever think about having a kid and be in that situation, it's got to be a little weird for him though, probably.
Yeah, I can see that, but he's handling it well.
Yeah.
He's able to leave them in the past for a little bit and just focus on us.
You heard anything from their fans or anything where that you were mad that you didn't go there or anything because of your dad, or?
When I committed here, it was nothing but love. I feel like I didn't really see no hate in Twitter or nothing like that. Just that they wish I went there.
Yeah.
So kudos to their fans. That's respect.
What's sellout crowd tomorrow? First place on the line. What are your thoughts on just the game tomorrow?
This gonna be a crazy one for me. I've never been a part of a sellout crowd. Coming from a smaller school, average like 800,000 fans. So playing in front of 12,600, something like that.
Yeah.
That's gonna be an experience that I'm gonna just take with me. Enjoy every single moment of it. But ultimately, just trying to get the win.
What do you like more so? I know you're still a young guy, got a couple years left, but hearing the crowd roar when you get a bucket or a dunk, or silence in the road crowd when you hit a big bucket. What do you like better?
I don't know. I really love that Nevada game when I shushed the crowd. But I love getting our fans energized too, like screaming at the crowd. That's something that's super fun to me.
What's it been like for you too to be making more of an impact here and being a key contributor as you guys are winning games here?
It means a lot. My ultimate goal, the only goal I have right now is just to win. So it doesn't matter how I do it, if that's on the defensive side, offensive side. Hopefully it's both. But any way it comes, the win, it's good for me.
I know Leon said the scoring would come, but are you just open more and you're taking the shots? Or we've seen kind of the pull up in the lane more now too. And some of this is the game just coming to you, or are you trying to be more aggressive, or?
It's a little bit of both. Just trusting the work I've been putting in. Just not really worrying about anything else other than winning.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like me taking a mentality of defensively for the start of games have been able to lead me into my offensive game. So just not worrying about the offense, letting it come to me.
You talk about not being a part of big crowds and stuff. You obviously haven't been part of the NCAA tournament either. All these games are big and matter. What's that like as the season's going along here and the intensity comes up and the importance comes up? And I know you have a dream of playing in March Madness, and that's obviously realistic if you guys can take care of business here.
Yeah, definitely. But it's no, I take every game the same way. It's no difference to me. I really don't have no fear going into games like that. So it's just any other type of game for me.
And do you feel like Leon says he still thinks the great part about this team is you have so much you guys can still get better at? I know you guys are playing well, but do you feel like there's still another level you guys can get to?
Yeah, I think out of a scale of 1 to 10, we're playing at a 6, 7 right now. We all agree on that, and the sky's the limit. We just got to keep putting in the work, keep trusting each other, and following the game plan.
And I know, Nevada was good, but you got to go to the pit next week. You got some big environments coming up on the road. How important is it to take care of home court when you guys get a team like Utah State in your building?
It's super important. I've been watching, I've been seeing some of the metrics and stuff like that. We're scheduled. We were before the UNLV game scheduled to win lose 4 more games this year. So taking care at home, but also going to go steal some of those that we aren't expected to win. That's going to be a big key for us.
I guess final thing, just what are the keys you think to beating Utah State tomorrow and getting that big win?
Just being physical. We got to out-rebound them. That's the main thing.
There he is, Rody Anderson. We appreciate him for joining us on the Lithia Florida Boise pregame show here. Crowd filing in. Just saw Tommy Alquist. Seeing a lot of folks that look familiar here. It's kind of a who's who today of folks here at ExtraMile Arena. The third deck already is getting packed. It's going to be a sellout crowd. You're going to have the Raines family in attendance here today. But I keep seeing people I know walking by and saying hello. This is going to be a lot of fun here. Not much fun for my Jayhawks up in Ames. I wasn't expecting that one, but they're down 9 with 2 minutes left. Looks like KU is going to fall to Iowa State, unfortunately. But there's the Draper family. They're holding up their signs. They're ready to go. They probably got their had their cut orders already. We appreciate the Drapers for checking us out here. About 24 minutes from tip-off. Both teams are on the courts. Got a couple folks calling the Rody Anderson in-your-face dunk today. Hey, Utah State is a solid team, guys. Like I feel good about Boise State winning this team. I'm not 100% sold on Utah State being like a team that could win the conference, but I do think Utah State is a solid team. I just wonder in this atmosphere today, this crowd, if they're going to be able to handle it. They did not handle it great at New Mexico. They were down double digits to UNLV. I mean, give them credit for the comeback, but they really should have lost that game at the end of the game. So we'll see what Utah State has today. I feel really good about Boise State winning this game. Just one of those weird feelings that I think Boise State has a chance to win this one and maybe run it up a little bit, which would certainly help the computer numbers. And I'm sure I'll probably be proven wrong here by the end of the game, but a lot of these players on Utah State have not played here at ExtraMile Arena, have not played in this atmosphere. I know Great Osibor, one of the best players in the conference. They got a couple really good players. But I think Boise State, played great for most of the game, but couldn't finish that game against Fresno. We're still kind of waiting for that one, 40-minute Boise State game. And I think it could come today. I think Boise State has a chance for this one to really put it on. Now, here come the 3 officials for this one. I'm going to go ahead and put this out there just to, it is what it is, just a fact. All 3 officials hail from the state of Utah. Now, I believe 2 of them are from more in southern Utah. I believe Casey McClellan is down near Cedar Ridge. One of them is south of Salt Lake, but 3 referees, all from the state of Utah, and one of them, the lead referee today, was the head baseball coach at BYU for about a decade, just retired 2 years ago, Mike Littlewood. I don't know if that helps Utah State or hurts them that he was a longtime BYU baseball coach. The head coach is now a referee, and he's the lead official in this game. He was one of the officials in the New Mexico-San Diego State game where the home team got a lot of the fouls and a lot of the calls there. So you would hope for this one for a better crew, but when you have 150-plus games on a Saturday, it is really hard to get, an A-level crew. And just saying it right now, not an A-level officiating crew today. Maybe not even a B-level crew, to be honest with you. You got one guy here, Lane. Let me see what his last name was, but he's only reffed 11 Division I games all year. Casey McClellan has only done 19 Division I games all year, I believe. So, and then you got Mike Littlewood, the BYU baseball coach, or the former BYU baseball coach. And as I said, all 3 of these guys live in the state of Utah. So don't know if that's good or bad. We'll have to see here for this one. I'm not blaming the refs, Sky. I'm not blaming the refs at all. It might even help Boise State. You got some young refs that aren't used to the crowd, might get intimidated a little bit and give the home team some calls. I believe Casey McClellan was like the Dixie State softball coach or something for a while too. So we'll see. But officiating is a big part of this game. Boise State certainly has to stay out of foul trouble, and we'll see what the crew is today. But you would have liked to have had at least one, maybe a little more, veteran official on this game. But it is what it is. By the way, Johnny, I mean, you got the lower level of the student section full. The middle level is almost full already. The students have shown up today. Hats off to the corral. They are showing up, and the second level is already filling up for the student section. So it's going to be a nice student crowd. an energetic crowd today. It's going to be a lot of fun here at ExtraMile Arena. Noah, you must not be familiar with the show, but I bring up the refs every game. So we always go through the refs and where they're from and their Ken Palm rankings and if they're any good. And so just giving you the history lesson on where they're from today. All three just randomly happen to be from the state of Utah. And let's be honest, though, guys. These are professionals that are trying to advance their career. They're not making calls because a certain place they live or like or don't like. Can a crowd and influence a call or two here and there, maybe at home, sure, or with a younger official, but I don't think Mike Littlewood is giving calls away or to BYU or to Utah State just because he was the BYU baseball coach. I bring it up as an interesting fact, but I don't think that's really going to be a factor in today's game. Sky says Omar's going to hit a couple more threes today. Wouldn't that be something? Omar Stanley hitting a couple threes. Noah is an Aggie. Okay. I get it then. My boss is an Aggie. Need this one for many reasons. KU is down 5 with 30 seconds left. They've got the ball here. I'm trying to see I'm looking over my shoulder at one of the TV screens. Hunter Dickinson just missed a 3. Iowa State gets the rebound. KU probably going to fall there. But so sorry about that, Carter. But Chase Love says Deggy going for 30. Deggy going for 30, according to Chase Love. Wouldn't that be something? Let's just hope they stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night. I bring up every official every game. Yes, I do, because I do feel they're a pretty big part of the game. Going to be a big one here today at ExtraMile Arena. Appreciate all you guys for checking us out. A couple have been asking about the game. It is on the Mountain West Network. The Mountain West Network. Check it out. VMW.com if you're trying to find it. You can also find it on the Mountain West app as well. Free, easy to sign up for, and in some ways easier to get than having to have cable to watch some of these other games, but it is a little bit of a bummer. It's cool for Jay Tuss, cool for Nick Duncan. I get it. It's on, they get to broadcast the game on KTVB Plus and stuff. I get it, but kind of a bummer nationally. 2 teams, first place on the line. And when anyone is surfing their channels today, they're not going to find this game. They're going to have to go look for it. So that is a little bit of a bummer in terms of the national notoriety and people talking about this game here today. So it is what it is. There's Jay Tuss in the bottom right corner of your screen, by the way. Maybe as he walks by, we can make him give us one quick comment on the game. But maybe not. I don't know. Jay's coming up here. He's on the call in about 15 minutes. 69-68 is what Chad has. I'm still on the air, John. Sorry. Crowd continues to file in. The great John Anderson is here. I'm really impressed with the student section. They filled the bottom and the middle level. So hats out to the students. They really showed up. They're doing a great job here tonight. We appreciate them. And looks like Iowa State is going to cover there. 79-75. KU might have just scored at the 4.5. Was that at the buzzer? Was that at the buzzer? Wow, there was a shot at the buzzer that might have just impacted the spread here. By the way, folks are wanting to see Jay Tuss. There he is. There's Jay and Johnny right there. There's Jay. There's Jay. He'll be on the call on Mountain West Network. You'll hear him here in a couple of minutes.
Be sure to check out today's game program.
Hope you guys can subscribe. We'd love to have you. BNN 50 deal. It's only $50 for a 1-year subscription. You can read our exclusive content. You can get entered to win a private jet trip to the final game of the season in San Diego. So subscribe now. Subscribe now. We'd love to have you. $50 BNN 50 deal. The promo code is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Exclusive shows, podcasts, all kinds of cool content. We do weekly giveaways, and you can win the grand prize, a trip for 2 on a private jet to San Diego for the final game of the season. Help us out. Subscribe if you can. BNN 50 deal. And we've said it a couple times, but hopefully you'll join us for the pool party. You can RSVP Reigns at BroncoNationNews.com. Reigns at BroncoNationNews.com. Semifinal Friday of the Mountain West Tournament. We'll be out at Stadium Swim at Circa Resort and Casino having a fun party. So looking forward to that. The teams are on the court. They're getting ready for the national anthem. I got to jump off, speaking of Mountain West rules. So appreciate you guys for checking us out. Very appreciative and thankful. Hope you'll make plans about 30 minutes after the game to come back for the post-game show. We'll be back on the post-game show about 30 minutes after the game, breaking this one down, recapping it. So thank you guys so much for checking us out. Enjoy the game. Big one coming up on the Mountain West Network in about 14 minutes. Due to contractual obligations, we got to get off here before the national anthem, before their 15-minute window starts before the game. But again, about 30 minutes after the game, we'll have the post-game show, interviews, highlights, analysis, all that good stuff. So go subscribe, go tell your friends. Make sure you sign up on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and all of our social media channels. We'll talk to you after the game. Big one for Boise State. First place on the line in the Mountain West. Enjoy it. This has been the Lithia Florida Boise pregame show from the Cutwater Studios. Of course, our title sponsor, all your painting needs. Make sure you're checking out rowpaint.com. We'll talk to you guys after the game. Enjoy it. Bronco Nation.